Free speech is under threat, and Bill Maher is sounding the alarm for Americans to defend it without compromise. He warns that if the US doesn't stand firm, it risks sliding into a restrictive environment like the United Kingdom, where free expression has been increasingly policed and punished. On his show Real Time, Maher addressed recent controversies surrounding freedom of speech violations, including some actions taken by former President Donald Trump, such as his proposal to criminalize flag burning. While Maher criticized these moves, he emphasized that America must avoid following the UK's path, where speech offenses have led to thousands of arrests annually. "We cannot let this country become like Britain," Maher insisted. "Right now in the UK, people are being arrested for tweets, something that happens about 12,000 times a year. That's not a free society. That's a surveillance state policing thoughts and words." This startling figure comes from the Free Speech Union in Britain, which reports that police make roughly 30 arrests daily for offensive online messages. This crackdown has sparked intense debate about the limits of free speech and the role of government in regulating expression. Maher highlighted a recent high-profile example: the arrest of Irish comedy writer Graham Linehan at London's Heathrow Airport. Linehan, an Emmy and 5-time BAFTA award winner, was detained by 5 officers, not for any violent or criminal act, but for his outspoken criticism of transgender activism on social media. Imagine being arrested not for selling weapons or committing a crime, but simply because you're a crank who spends too much time online ranting about gender ideology, Maher said, clearly frustrated. This case, he argued, perfectly illustrates the Orwellian nature of Britain's current approach to free speech. But here's where it gets controversial. Maher pointed out that many reasonable, liberal individuals also feel the left has gone too far on transgender issues. He cited figures like author J.K. Rowling and comedian Dave Chappelle, who have expressed their views with varying tones. Rowling with literary nuance, Chappelle through comedy, and Linehan in a more abrasive manner. Some express their opinions thoughtfully, some with humor, and some less gracefully, Maher explained. But the ugliness is a price we pay for the immense freedom that free speech grants us. Taking his argument further, Maher brought up the case of Mahmoud Khalil, a Columbia University student, arrested for his pro-Palestinian activism on campus. Although Maher personally found Khalil's anti-Israel op-ed offensive, he firmly defended Khalil's right to publish it. "I might disagree strongly with what someone says, but I would still fight to protect their right to say it," Maher declared. That's the essence of free speech, standing up for voices you don't agree with, even when it's uncomfortable. This stance raises important questions. How far should free speech protections go? Should governments intervene when speech offends or challenges prevailing social norms? And is Britain's approach a cautionary tale or a necessary evolution in regulating harmful rhetoric? Maher's call to action is clear. Americans must support free speech unconditionally or risk losing a fundamental pillar of democracy. But what do you think? Is there ever a justification for limiting speech? Or should all voices be heard, no matter how controversial? Share your thoughts below and join the conversation.